Hello everyone, this is Adish. I'm a grade 10 student from Mumbai. So today's problem is called Yet Another Number Game, which is a game theory problem as the problem name itself suggests. And this problem is an easy medium problem. So the only prerequisites which you need to know is basic game theory. More specifically, you need to know only what winning states and losing states are in a game theory problem. So before I explain the problem statement and my solution for this problem, I encourage you to go to this URL and to try to solve this problem on your own. And after you have tried to solve it on your own, you can see me explain the problem statement and my solution. So in this problem, we are basically given two players, Alice and Bob, who play a number game. Initially, they choose a number n to play the game with, and the rules for the game are as follows. So Alice plays first and then the two players alternate. In each turn, a player can basically subtract from n any positive proper divisor of n, which can be equal to 1, but it cannot be equal to n. So the divisor d which we subtract from n should be between 1 and n minus 1. And the player who cannot make a move in their turn loses the game. And we need to find out who wins the game if they both play optimally. So for example, if we have two test cases, and in the first test case if n is 1, then since Alice starts the game, Alice loses the game and Bob wins. Or this is obvious because if n is 1, there's no divisor of 1 which is less than 1. So that's why Bob wins the game. And this is basically a losing state for the player who starts playing the game. So 1 is a losing state. Then if n is 2, then we know that Alice can win because Alice can basically subtract 1 from 2 to get 1. And since 1 is a losing state, n is 2 is a winning state. So 2 is a winning state. And that's why Alice wins. And you can verify that Bob and Alice are the correct output. And notice that the value of n can be up to 10 to the power of 9, and there can be up to a large number of test cases, 10 to the power of 4 test cases, and that's why we need actually an O of log n solution per test case or an O of 1 solution per test case. And that suggests that there should be a clear pattern in the losing states and the winning states. So let's try to develop that pattern by looking at some more examples. So if n is 3, then there are two possibilities, or there's actually only one possibility. We can only subtract 1 from 3. So we get 2. This is the only possibility. And since 2 is a winning state, this becomes a losing state because all the possible states which you can get from 3 are all winning states. That's why 3 is a losing state. This is just basic game theory which you should know. And if n is 4, then let's try to basically subtract 1 from 4. We get 3. 3 is a losing state. That's why 4 is a winning state. And similarly, when n is 5, we get 5 minus 1, which is 4, because there's only 1 is the only divisor of n which is between 1 and 4. So that's why 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 is a winning state. That's why this is a losing state. When n is 6, again we can just subtract 6 minus 1, which is 5. So this is a winning state because we can get to a losing state from a winning state. When n is 7, again, like we can only subtract 1. So we get to a winning state. That's why this is a losing state. When n is 8, again you can see the pattern. We are just subtracting 1. However, notice that in all the cases we are just subtracting 1. So that means that from 1 to 8, it's just alternating between losing and winning states. However, when we come to 9, we have more than one option. So one option is in which we can do 9 minus 1, which is 8. And the second option is in which we can do 9 minus 3, which is 6. So in the first option, if you notice, when we subtract 1 from 9, we go to a winning state. That's why this is going to be a losing way for 9. However, and even in the other case, when we subtract 3, this is also a losing state for 9. So basically, we are realizing that there's a clear pattern which is forming. When n is odd, it looks like it's going to be a losing state, and when n is even, it looks like it's going to be a winning state. So now let's try to reason out whether this is true or not, and if it is true, let's try to prove why it is true. So let's say that n is 2k, where k is an integer. So basically n is even. If n is even, we can basically subtract 1 from n. So this is the strategy. We'll just subtract 1 from n. So n will basically go from 2k to 2k minus 1. And from our previous observations, we realized that 2k minus 1 is a losing state, because we are using induction, where our inductive hypothesis is that 2k are the winning states. So our hypothesis is the 2k is the winning state and 2k minus 1 is the losing state. So based on that, we know that if we go from 2k and subtract 1, we go to a losing state, and that's why 2k is a winning state. And if we consider an odd number 2k plus 1, then the key idea is that this is an odd number, so n is odd, and an odd number can only have odd factors. So this is the key idea. An odd number has factors which are only odd numbers themselves. So for example, if you consider an odd number 15, then the factors of 15 are just 1, 3 and 5 and 15 obviously, but we are considering only the factors less than 15. So if you notice, the factors of 15 are all odd, and that means from any odd number, like in general from any odd number, we can subtract only an odd number and we'll basically go to an even number. So from an odd number, we can only go to an even number, and that's why we can only go to a winning state from an odd number. And since from a losing state we can only go to a winning state, 2k plus 1 is also a losing state. And that basically concludes the induction, and that basically proves why when n is even, the state is always a winning state, and why when n is odd, the state is a losing state. So in conclusion, we know that if n is even, Alice will win, and when n is odd, since it's a losing state, Alice will lose or Bob will win. And that's all that we need to do in our code. So in our code, we basically take in the value of t, which is the number of test cases. For each test case, if n is even, we print Alice, otherwise we print Bob, and that's the whole solution. As you can see, it takes O of 1 per test case, so that's why it takes just 10 to the power of 4 operations in total, which will easily work in 1 second. So now I'm just submitting the code to see that it gets accepted. So as you could see, my code got accepted. I hope you like this problem and my solution to this problem. And if you had any doubts in the solution to this problem, especially in the induction, you can leave them down in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities.